Saw the outfit from Lil Wayne. What you got on today? What you got on?
This shit when I yearn, you know, this good motion, the only motion. Welcome back to another video. I know. I've been gone for a while, and you know, things have changed, scenery has changed, but I'm great to inform you, happy to inform you that the time away I've been going for this 2 months, 3 months, I done got videos for y'all. All I gotta do is film, and I got a bunch of knowledge put down. But we had a couple changes in life, but we back. And we gonna get straight to where we left off, which was part 2 of anxiety. So welcome back. Sorry it's cold outside, just came back, but welcome to part 2 of anxiety. Welcome back. I'm just so excited to see everybody again and just have my face on the camera again. And so it's just so like, I don't know, but it's so good to be back on this camera. So things have changed, but the routine has never changed. I always got knowledge on knowledge for you guys. So we're back, and we're gonna get all of this stuff talked about and learned about, and we're back. But we are on where we left off was the self topic of anxiety, and we were just talking on the self-help. We're on the self-help suggestions, so we probably left off on part 1 talking about the first part, so we're on part 2. So we left off on the topic, I think the last video we were talking about, or if we weren't, we're going to start this video talking about what to do, self-help suggestions for having a panic attack. First thing I want to tell you is having a panic attack is not easy. It's not an easy thing to deal with, especially if you don't experience them often, or especially if you have very high anxiety. But always know, like, panic attacks are not life-threatening. They are uncomfortable, but you always have to reassure yourself, like, these feelings that you are feeling are not bad. Like, these feelings are just what comes with having a panic attack. These are feelings that you feel when a certain subject or something around you, or you're just feeling overwhelmed, or you're just having those common symptoms of anxiety to a extra extent. Where to get help, I would say always go to your doctor, and always talk to your doctor, and always, again, talk to a psychiatrist. That's like, a psychiatrist can tell you, like, a doctor can fix the problem in a medical way. A psychiatrist can fix your problem in a mental way. Next, we are going to get into social anxiety disorder. Basically, this anxiety disorder basically means people that like go out in public don't like to be around a lot of people because they feel like too many eyes are in them, so they might not go to malls, public events, concerts, maybe not even grocery stores. These type of people are more isolated because their mind wanders more, and they have a higher chance of having a panic attack from the high population. They feel like they're being observed more. So this would be an example, or this would be the definition of social anxiety, would be the in public, around people side of anxiety. Also, people with social anxiety may feel like they're being criticized, judged, humiliated, Some people feel shy in certain social situations, public speakings, or enterings with many people. People with social anxiety more than likely go, but they might not stay for long, or they just don't go at all. It's just more like how to really sum this whole like social anxiety up is more of a eyes, people looking at you, what I was saying in the beginning type situation. But it's very simple. It's if you just stop worrying about everybody else and just worry about yourself, you won't notice. Like you won't really, like when you go to a concert or something, you notice people, but nobody really is paying attention to everybody. Everybody's paying attention to the star, to the person that they came up there to see. So that's how you kind of got to be. Like, you kind of have to live, you kind of have to see yourself from a, like, what am I doing versus what is everybody else doing? Because that's how your mind is looking like, oh, maybe everybody's thinking I don't smell good today or I don't look good today. You're just freaking yourself out. Like, nobody probably doesn't even notice you today. And that's not even bad. Some people might not even notice you. We see 1,000 people a day, but it's the fact that your mind can play tricks on you or make it seem more scarier than it really is. Now we're going to talk about the symptoms of having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, which is there's only 4. It's accelerated heart rate, sweaty palms, feeling faint, lightheaded, and negative thoughts like you shouldn't be here or certain things like that. There's probably more, but those are the 4 general main ones that I know and I've experienced and that I found in my research. So now I would like to talk for a couple minutes on the subject of how common are these anxiety disorders off of the knowledge I've gathered and the statistics. So specific phobias affects up to 12% of the U.S., just the U.S. population, just 12%. Social anxiety disorder affects up to about 3% of the population, which isn't as bad as specific. Generalized anxiety disorder affects up to 1.7% of the U.S. population, which is really low. This next section, we're going to speak on the causes and symptoms of, this anxiety from the psychological standpoint and from the physical standpoint. So first, we're going to talk about the psychological standpoint, which is basically your mind. You may feel pain, fear, or dead inside, which is lifeless, or uneasiness. That's just a feeling of anxiety. It's just like I don't know how I would describe it. It's like a rush or it's like a eerie feeling, like a bothering feeling, like I don't know, like it's like a being watched feeling. So it's like feeling on edge or irritable or very irritated, like you be just looking around, you just get very irritated and you don't know why, and that's one causes your anxiety. Uncontrollable or obsessive thoughts, so that's basically like, I need to get out of here, or what are they looking at? Are they looking at me? Or the last one would be difficulty concentrating, so basically just you can't focus on one thing. Like if you're out in public, you're just on edge, like you don't know, you feel like something's gonna happen or somebody's looking at you, or you just feel like that all the attention is on you when it's really not. That's what it's the whole your mind is playing a game on you, because this is the whole mental part of the whole genre of anxiety. Is most of the things I tell y'all almost every video is psychological things that are going on in your head. So this is one of the, like, uncontrollable obsessive thoughts, feeling on edge, dead, or uneasiness. These are all chemicals your brain produces that send through your body of feeling these things. And then your obsessive thoughts is all the thoughts you have in your head about these things that you feel all around you. And the other half that we talked about in part 1, we said there was a physical symptoms. And the list of physical symptoms that I found from my research would be restlessness. So you can't sleep at night, or you sleep for a couple hours, or you sleep up and down, up and down. Shortness of breath, so that means people that have panic attacks, sometimes shortness of breath happens. Cold sweats when you're having social anxiety. When I had social anxiety, I know I used to sweat real bad and never know why. Those was cold sweats. Dry mouth, you feel like you can't talk. Nausea, you're taking in too much of what's going on around you, and it's just making you sick. It happens. Numbness and trouble sleeping or staying asleep. So basically that's just restlessness. So these are like some of the physicals I could say. Personally, someone has really like, once I thought about it, anxiety is just like, I don't know, I felt like I sweated a lot. I didn't want to be around a lot of people. I didn't want to be seen on the camera a lot. I never wanted this, like, anybody didn't know who I was. And I don't know, I just had like anxiety about that. But after a while, I got like used to being on the camera and doing stuff like this, and knowing it was like, all of this was in my head. Like, none of this was really like as big as I was making it seem. So that's kind of what like I could see from my research and from my experience, how some of these stuff like goes hand in hand, and the stuff that I actually researched does make sense. So what really causes anxiety disorder? Just like all the other disorders or all the other mental illnesses or conditions, scientists or psychiatrists, yes. Research really doesn't give them an exact answer where all this really starts. From research or what anybody ever says, is more of a combining factors, or how you used to live, or just the environment. It's all a bunch of factors that play into the type of anxiety, how deep your anxiety goes, and just what overall makes you who you are. So nobody can really say where anxiety kind of starts. We just all know how to kind of handle and deal with it in a better way. Another subject scientists have researched on is chemical imbalance. Chemical imbalance, certain hormones or several hormones play a role, such as dopamine, testosterone. A certain percent or a certain off balance of these chemicals can contribute to the factor of anxiety. So a little chemical imbalance, yes, can lead to anxiety. Next, we're going to talk about the brain changes that can cause anxiety. So a part of the brain called the amygdala, I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. I just looked it up, and the dude in the intro is like, this word is kind of hard. But there's a part of your brain that controls the fear, motivation, and anxiety. It's important to manage. It has an important role of managing fear, anxiety. So yes, if you could learn how to control that one part or understand that one part of your brain, it could help you cure your anxiety, or show a better way of managing your anxiety. That's what I think that could do. I don't know, I should probably, if I could have a person to study that on, that would be kind of cool though, to see if they could understand that part of their brain, or if they could train that part of their brain to think a certain type of way or do a certain type of function. And I don't know, that'd be a good purpose. But the next one on here is genetics. some people really do have the genetics to have and higher anxiety. Some people have genetics to have bad kidneys, bad livers. People have genetic skin diseases. It's a lot of different genetics, but anxiety disorder tends to run in biological families. You may have an increased risk of developing one if you have a first degree relative. So say like your dad got anxiety, you have a higher chance of having anxiety. It's just what it is. It's what you're foreign to. It's what you've seen. It's what you're accustomed to. So that would be another form. And environmental factors, I would say in the forms of environmental factors, like if you live in a scary environment, if you don't really know your environment, like me, you see my environment has changed. I would say like the first like 3 days, it was kind of like my anxiety was a little bad because it was a new environment. But like your environment does play a big part. It's like, say if you're in the woods by yourself, your anxiety might be a little higher, when your awareness is going to be a little bit more up because you don't know what's going to come at you. But you do have a higher chance of having a higher anxiety rate because you're somewhere alone, so you will more than likely go into fight or flight mode. But yes, those are the 4 factors or the 4 things that I have researched and that I have read from my studies that are on the lines of, or that we can say play a part to anxiety. But I would not say that is a specific reason. I would say these are some of the reasons why. Last part of this section, before we close out this video, we're going to talk about the anxiety disorder. How do they classify or diagnose the anxiety? First one, they can't lie. We cannot classify no anxiety through blood tests. No blood samples can tell us if you have anxiety. You can't tell the doctor or anyone that can read a blood sample that if you have anxiety or any symptoms of anxiety or any like categories of anxiety. No imaging scans can show any forms of anxiety. That's not an actual like matter in your body type situation. You might go to the doctor and your doctor might run some type health reports, see if your body's moving, functioning okay. If your body gives symptoms of distress or anxiety, then that's how your doctor would know if you're facing any anxiety or the symptoms or whatever the case is, for your doctor to know how to report back to you with those symptoms. Also though, what you need to remember, if your like health lines are underlining though, your doctor will send you to a mental health doctor, and that's what I suggest from what most people is. If you can't really like handle the problem yourself, I suggest you go to a therapist. Like a therapist, yes, might cost money, but you know, you get the answers you're looking for. Me, I've always told myself, like people always told me I needed to go to therapy, and I always tell people, why would I pay someone to tell me the same thing I could tell myself? So that's why, you know, I said that at a young age. Now I teach the same thing like a therapist, but that's a factor. A psychiatrist might interview, survey, or online question about your symptoms, sleep habits, eating criteria, and any other might be unnormal behavior. So a psychiatrist is going to look more in depth of how you do things, how much sleep you get, how much you eat, what type of food you eat, what are your emotions like, how active are you, how much do you go to the gym, like those type of things. Those when they want to see how in depth, and they want to get straight to the what is your anxiety like, what form it is. And that's pretty much it on this topic. So that's gonna close out this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being back for the first video of, I guess, me being back. We're gonna work on some other videos. I might have some more done for y'all. I know there's gonna be more coming out, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned today. Catch y'all in the next video.
Saw the outfit from a little way. What you got on today? What you got on?
This shit when I yearn, this good motion, the only motion.